Ladies and gentlemen, mandatory minicamp day 2 is officially here for the Houston Texans. Another day of Nick Chubb, CJ Stroud continuing to look good after day 1 yesterday. First time throwing the ball at any practice for the Texans. In this video, we're going to break down all the news, notes, updates, observations from today's practice. Before we dive in, I want to give credit where credit is due, and I want to start this video off like I always do and give a big shout out to all of the Texans media members out there who work so hard every single day to get these highlights out for us and kind of enable us to make these videos. Go give them a follow on Twitter or X, because I promise you, you will not regret it. They post so much every day. So go give them a follow, and let's dive into day 2 of Houston Texans mandatory minicamp. Some really good footage of the wide receivers going through some drills here in Houston. You see guys like Christian Kirk and Nico Collins, all these guys going through the work right now, man. Now obviously last season it was tough. They dealt with a lot of injuries, so they decided to add a lot of guys to this wide receiver room, and one guy that is continuing to turn heads is no other than wide receiver. Oh, and there's Christian Kirk right there. Can we watch this one more time? Look at this rep by Christian Kirk, back of the end zone, snags it with one hand. Very similar to what we saw yesterday from JAYDEN Higgins. He has been explosive, big body wide receiver, and if you want to name just one guy that has looked really good throughout camp so far, you have to talk about JAYDEN Higgins, man. There's Nico Collins getting a toe tap in the back of the end zone. That's a good one to see. Next up, it looks like 81, which is JAYDEN Higgins. So there's JAYDEN Higgins right there working as the number 3. Great job. I love his catch radius. I mean, this dude is a massive frame, great body type, and really blocks out defenders. I think we got 85 up next, which is Daniel Jackson, I believe. Does get a nice little toe tap in the back of the end zone here. See if he gets both feet in. Boom. Yep. Look at that. Beautiful job here by Daniel Jackson. Again, both feet in bounds. Great catch. But that was pretty much it. Last one, 84. I believe Justin Watson, former Kansas City Chief, going up for one. Does get both feet in bounds. Who was the first guy again? Number 8. Okay, so that was John Mechie. But nice little drill here. We had, looks like Jalen Noel. Potentially, no. Who is that? That looks like maybe Johnny Johnson. Yep. Okay, so good reps in the wide receivers. Here's some more wide receiver drills. First up, John Mechie working on speed outs, turning up the field through contact. Right there, he's not able to get that first rep. Nico Collins, second up here with the special teams coach throwing the ball. Catch, turn up the field, rip through contact. Good job there. Justin Watson up next here. Boom, turn up the field. Couple of good, drills here for the wide receivers to get warmed up for today's practice. There's Xavier Hardison, another big body threat, just like JAYDEN Higgins. But I do think JAYDEN Higgins is just a little bit different, man. He's going to be so good this season, man. JAYDEN Higgins, Christian Kirk, Nico Collins might be one of the best wide receiver rooms in the NFL. Another major piece of news, CJ Stroud once again throwing. Over the last few weeks, he's dealt with some shoulder soreness, but today seems to be ready to go, locked back in 2 days in a row where he's throwing the football. Now, I don't see Nick Chubb out here Joe Mixon. I didn't see Joe Mixon in the early portion of practice. That may change, and I'll let you guys know if I do see him. I did see Nick Chubb today. He is already moved up the depth chart yesterday, working all the way at the tail end of the roster, but today was working with the 1s and 2s, so definitely a good sign for Nick Chubb. We'll see if we can see Joe Mixon soon. Here we go. According to Aaron Wilson, another guy you guys should follow on Twitter or X, he comes out and says Jalen Noel, Christian Harris, Henry, Joe Mixon, Damian Pierce, Braxton Berrios, Jimmy Ward, Tank Dell, Brevin Jordan, Danico Autry, Trent Brown not practicing today during mandatory minicamp. So that is something to take note of, but probably, just take with a grain of salt. Probably nothing crazy, but those are the guys who are not participating in practice today. Joe Mixon not here, we saw a lot of handoffs from CJ Stroud to Nick Chubb, trying to up that rapport, build that chemistry. Very good sign here for this offense, man. Obviously need another guy that they can trust in a potential workhorse type of role. Now that's obviously not going to be the case with Nick Chubb. He's going to get a lot of 1B type of carries, but if Joe Mixon was to ever miss time, they have a really reliable guy here in Nick Chubb. Here we go. We got some more wide receiver drills. Before we kind of break it down, I'll let you guys watch it. But I do want to, have you guys do me a little bit of a favor real quickly before we get any further into this video. Hit the like button if you want more of these Houston Texans updates throughout the entirety of the offseason, mandatory minicamp, training camp next month, and then obviously preseason, regular season football. We're going to be breaking down some all 22 coaches film. So we have a ton of, content for you guys throughout everything. Off seasons, on seasons, everything. So make sure you guys join the family. It is free to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And if you ultimately don't like the content, you guys will always be able to just unsubscribe if you want to. I don't think you will. There's going to be so much content, so join the family, turn on post notifications, that way you're notified every time we post one of these videos. And with that being said, let's kind of dive back into this one. Now again, get to see a little bit more wide receivers. First up, Christian Kirk on an out. Great job, great placement of that football by CJ Stroud. Next up is John Mechie, getting some more reps with CJ Stroud as well. I really like to see who's getting these reps from CJ. It really goes to show how important and how much they want to focus on building chemistry with a lot of these guys. So 14 here, I believe, is Jared Wayne. He's going with the number 2s. Next up, you see Daniel Jackson, number 85. And then we'll see some more guys. 88. Believe Johnny Johnson, he's getting some reps with the backups, and then boom, CJ Stroud back up, and then boom, Nico Collins is up. So again, they're really hyper focused on getting a lot of reps in with the starters, which seem to be Nico, Higgins, Kirk, and John Mechie seem to be your top 4 wide receivers right now working with CJ Stroud. And actually, JAYDEN Higgins gets who is it here? Slovis. He gets Slovis throwing the ball here. Or is that? Yeah, it looks like Slovis. So interesting. Looks like CJ Stroud needed a break there. 89 gets a rep, which is Xavier Johnson. Good rep there. Slovis getting a lot of these reps, man. I don't think I saw any Davis Mills. 84 getting a rep. Justin Watson. And then Xavier Hutchinson was last. Did not get to see him. And keep in mind, no Tank Dell, no Jalen Noel in today's practice. I don't think Braxton Berrios is out there as well. So interesting. Here's some more Nick Chubb going through some drills here, trying to get that footwork up and right. Obviously, played a little bit last season, coming off that injury, but he's ready to go right now, man. He is 100% healthy. He's excited to get started, and he's excited to, be back, right, with the football team, and he's excited to be here in Houston. So I'm excited for him, and I think this team is going to be really good next year. Another year of CJ Stroud, another year of DeMeco Ryans. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and also comment down below a couple of players you're really excited to see throughout this year's NFL season for the Houston Texans. A couple of guys that you think could potentially break out, whether it be a rookie, a second-year player, or even a veteran that they just added. Let me know who you think could break out this season. For me, I really think that JAYDEN Higgins is going to really help out this offense in the red zone. That might just be me, but I do think he's going to play a huge role. I also love what they did with the offensive line. I think a lot of guys can really stand out, and whether it be Cam Robinson or Ariante Ursi or Laken Tomlinson or Trent Brown, right? There's so many guys on this offensive line that are just going to make a big difference. And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson, someone I'm excited about for them in the secondary, alongside Kalen Bullock and Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter. I think this secondary is probably one of the best in football, if not the best. So we're going to end the video here. A lot more to cover tomorrow, and we'll be back for tomorrow. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I'll see you guys then. Peace.